fantastically exciting presentation today, not only because I have this glorious beard, but because we have two doctors in our presence that are going to be sharing some really great tips. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn the presentation over to Dr. Gudilin, and Doctor will also introduce his other associate as well too. So yeah, probably you got the sound coming from both of your cameras. All right, you good? All right, there you go, in stereo. Perfect. All right, so Dr. Gudilin, take it away, and then if anybody has a question, just post it in the Q&A or the chat, and then intermediately we will go ahead and call on you, or we'll ask your question to answer that for you. So again, good morning. Good morning, Doctor. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Keith. Thank you so much for having us. As we could see, there was myself and Dr. Greg from Chiropractic First. How's our sound?
Your sound is great, so take it away.
All right, so what we're going to be talking about today that's been affecting all of us is the shelter-in-place syndrome. We call it SIPS. Anyone else have, what would you call it, Keith?
Shelter-in-place?
The syndrome, this chaos that we've been going through in 2020.
Oh, I definitely would call it a syndrome for sure. Yeah, it's a syndrome.
And so let's go with how this has affected everyone. First, let's talk about myself. Most of you probably were at the talk last time. A lot of credentials that I just wanted to put out there because Keith told me to. And meet Dr. Greg. Dr. Greg is my associate. Dr. Greg, you want to introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me, Dr. G. My name is Dr. Greg. I'm actually a new associate here, so it's been an honor to join Dr. G and his team, learning a lot. It's an honor. A little bit about me. I spent 5 years in undergrad at Point Loma, that's in San Diego. So my campus, my first 2 years was right by the beach, so I got a lot of tanning in. I also went to the same school as Dr. G for chiropractic school. We went to the best.
You don't need to yell.
Oh, am I too loud, y'all?
Okay, good.
Nope, you guys sound great.
Oh,
awesome, thank you. So I went to the same school as Dr. G. That's the Life Chiropractic College West in Hayward. I am certified in applied kinesiology. I am applied in personal trainer, certified in personal training, and also in rock taping, which is fancy kines tape.
Now, what is shelter-in-place syndrome, or SIPS? Okay, so when we've been locked down, what's going to be happening? Our routines are going to be changed. So what we've seen is increased depression, anxiety, stress. How many of you are sitting at a desk right now? Probably all of you. We're going to get muscle soreness, achy pains, joint pain, back pain, neck pains. The Corona 15, in some cases, it's more like the Corona 20, right? Where we're getting that weight gain. When we are being, what's the word I want to look for, Dr. Greg, where we are locked down almost.
Isolation.
This isolation, we're decreasing our immune system, we're decreasing oxygen intake, just overall decreasing our health. From our last talk, we talked about the 5 pillars of health. This is what we have to, this should be all of our mottos, right? The nervous system controls everything. Positive mental attitude, because what we think about, we talk about, we bring about. We have to exercise, because if you don't use it, you lose it. As KB said to me, motion is lotion, baby. And of course, proper rest. You know, I had a baby 8 days ago, so I'm not really sure what that looks like anymore, but that's when we heal. That's when we recover. And that's when we get more energy for the next day. And of course, speaking of energy, we need nutrition and proper nutrition. Dr. Greg, go ahead and share this mental health fact that you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. G. Since we've been in lockdown since March, mental health has actually been increasing from end of 2019. 53% of adults in the United States have reported mental health issues in July, whereas only 32 was reported in March. So since July, there has been 30% increase since March. Difficulty sleeping has increased by 36% and even increase in eating by 32%. There has been an increase of alcohol consumption and also substance use by 12%.
Well, these are just generic stats from that point. When I was talking with the San Jose Police Department, the increased domestic disturbances, suicide rates, physical sexual assault calls, all have increased threefold. That's scary facts. And that's going to be leading to a lot of issues, not just in the present, but going forward. We're talking about PTSD type of stuff. Here's another stat in Georgia, 370% anxiety increase, 394% nationwide daily depression. The number of Georgians taking any of this of the screenings increased by 420%. So we could keep going in about those stats, but how about, let's talk about how to combat them. This is an app called Calm. Everyone on this call should have this app on their phone. It's you time. A lot of what we're doing is go, 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 especially realtors, right? Top 10 most stressful jobs in the country. This Bay Area is one of the most stressful areas. I just read that, and I'm glad that someone already loves this app. You have to have your me time. I struggled with meditation, and then I had someone say, you know what? Meditation isn't the whole like knees crossed. There's different variants, because that didn't work for me. Who does positive affirmations? Do you do positive affirmations every day?
I do.
Every day. Every day I wake up and I go through my routine in the morning and give gratitude for what we get to do every day, talking with you all. You can only control what you can control. Why are you worrying about the things that aren't in your control? So continuing, having a vision, a mission, a purpose. Here at Chiropractic First, we have it right on our board. Our purpose is to educate, check, and adjust as many families as possible towards optimal health through natural chiropractic care. Do you have your goals written down? And this is, for your kids, for your family members, this is information to share with them. Are they written down? What we think about, we talk about, we bring about. Anyone who's stressed in your life, listen to the way they talk. They're talking about their stress. Of course, if you're thinking about it, talking about it, it's going to bring about it. Just like manifesting it, the good stuff. Put it out in the universe. You put it out in the universe and it comes back to you.
It's like the law of attraction.
Exactly. Right? And so these people, or if you are suffering, talk to a professional. Discuss with your doctor. Discuss with myself. Anyone that this may resonate with, I'm always here to consult with you. Your spouse, family, friend, anyone. Even if you're alone, you aren't alone. Okay, staying active, getting physical exercise. You're going to increase endorphins, and that's going to calm the body down. Vitamin D, get out with nature. Vitamin D is the number. In fact, right now, I just read stage 3 COVID cases in the hospitals. They're giving the vitamin D because it helps boost the immune system. Of course, getting proper rest. Here's our whys. Baby Mina Bell, born last Friday. And you can see my dog Izzy just really tolerating her life. And then there's Dr. Greg's fiance, Anne. And that's our whys, why we do what we do every day.
Our rocks.
Why is your body so tight and sore? So we've called it tech neck in the past. What they've been calling it upper cross syndrome, forward head posture. This has been going on for decades. What you'll see is a muscle imbalance, right? Look at this lady's posture in this picture. If you do a side profile of anyone you see on the computer, this is the most common position you'll see. I wish we were in front of all y'all because I could see the hands go up when I ask this question. Does this resonate with you? The back muscles of the neck and shoulders become extremely overactive. Consequently, the muscles in the front are super short and tight. So everything's locked forward. Because if you think about it, everything we do, it comes in front of us. And so the muscles in the back are weak and lengthened, creating soreness, and the ones in the front are tight and sore when they get touched. Causes, Dr. Greg?
So a lot of causes for common for upper cross syndrome is just prolonged usage of computer, laptop, especially nowadays. A lot of our kids, since we're now having to do everything online, kids are now spending more time on the computer during school when that's not
All
normal.
day, every day.
Right? They should be out having time to hang out with friends, socialize. But now they're in 13 plus hours, maybe even more, just sitting in front of a computer, driving for long hours, watching TV, binge watching. You know, we have so much more time in our hands. We've been binge watching. I've binge watched at least a lot of shows. Money Heist is one of them. I can keep going on and on with the shows I watch. Mobile phone browsing. We get sucked into our phone. Think about it. We have so much apps that are inconvenience. We were able to download Zoom on our phone and just use that. We have Instagram, who is another way to suck you and draw your attention. For me, it draws my attention because it knows I love shoes and sneakers. Texting. When we're texting, we always look down the text, right? It's weird that we're looking down text. So we doing that also causes a lot of stress.
It's probably the number one.
For sure. So it was called text neck for a while. And in video games, reading, even reading, when we spend our time reading, we always look down to read. And also just long hours of sitting.
Such a common position. And so, again, this is where I would be asking y'all, who has some of these symptoms? Right?
Guilty.
All hands would be coming up. Whether it's the shoulders, the upper back, headaches, migraines, those tension headaches going up to the head, and we see in your temporal area, a lot of the time it's coming from the shoulders. You know, pain in the jaw, tiredness, restricted range of motion, numbness, tingling, all of this is because of an imbalance. And then lower cross syndrome is the exact same thing except for the lower part of your body. So you got really tight hip flexors. These hip flexors, if you've heard that word before, those muscles go and connect to the lower part of our spine. In fact, every single muscle we have starts and stops on bone. All of them. There's not a single muscle that doesn't start and stop on bone. So if we have these imbalances, it's going to change the shape of our structure. So we're going to get weak abdominals, weak glute or butt muscles. This is going to increase the curve in our low back and add excessive stress to our discs in our low back. If you look at this picture of this individual, start watching people's posture. That's lower cross syndrome right there. And you can see the picture of those discs. Those discs are then bulging, pinching the nerve in that leaves the spine and causing a bunch of symptoms. Super fixable, all of this. Common signs and symptoms: decreased motion, decreased mobility, stiffness, the stomach's protruding out, you got a bunch of low back pain. How do we combat upper cross and lower cross syndrome? Well, number one, be aware of your posture. Proper workstation ergonomics. Ergonomics is a big word for just be aware of your alignment. Stretching every day. Every day, everyone, I was just thinking about this when I was playing my role in my head when I'm having the shower in the morning. I stretch every day in the shower. And then exercises. We have to use it or we lose it. So let's take a look at what a proper workstation ergonomics looks like. The 6 steps: the chair, the desk, the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, your surroundings, and your lifestyle. If you catch yourself slouching, just slide your butt back all the way to the back of the chair. you know, and probably these days, a lot of us don't have the best chair at home, or you're at the dining room table or on the couch. Give yourself a break and make sure you're sitting upright. Catch yourself, just adjust. We're not the posture. Well, actually, I say I'm the posture
Police.
The posture police.
Like the FBI.
And what you have to do is give yourself a break. Get up, move around. If you're noticing some tightness in one of your arms, maybe you're overusing that, and switch to the other side. As awkward as it may feel, your body's going to thank you.
And also try not to cross your legs too, because a lot of times when we sit down, we tend to cross our legs. But crossing your legs, you also decrease the circulation of blood flow and even the nerves that go down to you. So that's why, you know, who's guilty when their legs go numb, or they say my legs fell asleep. It's because we're crossing our legs for too long and having it up.
And to add to that, it just reinforces get up and move around.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself a break. You time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like when we're flying in a plane, everything in our blood flow wants to pool into our legs. So when we're sitting for long periods of time, the actual flow is pooling down into the legs because that's just the way we're designed. Okay, at-home stretches. So we've got hip flexor stretches, hamstring stretches, 0-45 90s, neck stretches, doorway stretches. We're going to go over some of these. If you want to write these down, we can take a minute right here, write these down. We'll go over them because of the way Zoom works. We'd have to unshare and go back through. What we'll do is we'll just show these at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's some exercises. The proper push-up, a curl up, pelvic tilt with bridge, plank, side plank, some tubing exercises, exercise ball, foam roller.
Have a good daily workout routine. Pick something that you really like to start, that you enjoy, start doing it and keep it going. Keep that consistency going, whether that's yoga, high intensity training, plyometrics, aerobics such as weightlifting. Just keep doing, even going out for 30 minutes for a walk, just to enjoy it. And also going on and walk, you also get vitamin D. You get that immune system, boosting your immune system. But most important, when we talk about rest, is also give yourself that proper recovery time. Heal, good food, good thoughts. All of that will be good as also to imply with after workouts. Okay, so now we're gonna go over something that we've been wearing a lot, improper face mask wearing. So what that means is a lot of times when you wear face masks, at least for me, I wear glasses. So sometimes it causes my glasses to fog up and I can't see, right? So what that means is that we have to find a mask that fits you better, that it doesn't also restrict airflow. It can mess with your sight. So what happens is that, again, the air goes up to your eyes and it can irritate your eyes. So now you're like have the temptation to touch your eyes. And if you're out in public, what happens? You have the tendency to touch things, surfaces, and now you're touching your eyes. And that eyes, nose, and mouth are actually the ways that pathogens enter into your immune system and can cause it get you sick. So you increase the risk of can increase the risk. It also restricts airflow. So it's ideally that you find one that fits your face perfectly. Don't have one that's too suffocating, because by doing that, you don't get the proper oxygen in. Now you're going to breathe in more of your own carbon dioxide. And by doing that, you increase chance of getting lightheaded, you get headaches. So find one that fits you properly, not just suffocates your mask.
If you feel safer with your mask on and no one's around when you're doing an exercise, go ahead and do that if that's what makes you feel comfortable. But if no one's around and you're going for a run or you're doing exercise, take your mask off. You're going to be a lot better to take in oxygen if the mask isn't obstructing that flow. You know, in our office, we have 6 feet of space. Our tables are sanitized between each patient. And some of the older patients, when they get in their cubicle, have the mask off, because the mask is going to obstruct some airflow while they're in the table. And that's going to increase the heart rate. That's going to create respiratory issues. When use your common sense, but whatever makes you feel the safest, do that. Just be aware of some of these concerns. Okay, proper nutrition. Food is fuel. The food you can eat is either the most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. Amen. So here's some food suggestions that will help fight off inflammation. Right, inflammation is the body's way of expressing that it's not as healthy as it could be, whether it's the tomatoes, fruits, fatty fish with omega-3s, leafy greens, olive oil, and of course the inflammatory foods. Go figure, fried foods, sodas, refined carbohydrates, processed meats. Potassium. Go ahead, Dr. Craig.
So with potassium, a lot of times now in the American diet, we actually lack potassium. So with potassium, you can find that in your bananas, most common places, bananas. All the charts on the right, potassium helps with your bones. It increases your bone strength, increases your mood and blood pressure, and helps prevent kidney stones.
When you look at potassium in our cells in our body, we have what's called a sodium potassium pump. And all of us get enough sodium, if not way too much, but we're not getting enough potassium. So that's affecting how our cells work deep down at a cellular level. So, being aware of this, that most of us are lacking potassium. Have a banana.
Have a banana day, yeah.
And again, for all of you that were at the last talk that I did, I can never emphasize this so much. In my professional opinion, every single person on this planet should be on an omega-3 supplementation. What I wanted to do, and if anyone wants to find out more, I'll send you the link. There is a company that will send you basically it's a medical file. You prick your finger, you put your blood on 3 little circles, you mail it back in, and they're going to do your omega-3 to 6 ratio. And the closer it is, the less inflamed your body is. The kids that are out there that are just not doing as well as they could be is because they're not having a healthy enough diet. And when I say not doing as good as they can be, it's like their bodies cloud or they're inflamed because of what they're eating. And this is a way to check it. And so omega-3s is an anti-inflammatory. We need anti-inflammatory because the more you learn, pretty much everything is inflammation, right? And so having an omega-3 supplement is going to help us work better. The essential fatty acids is what's brain food. It helps with arthritis, joint pain, skin conditions. It's one of the most important for pregnant women. Battles fatigue, sharpens your memory. How about having a better mood? Coconut oil. One of the big reasons why coconut oil is so popular is it's got medium chain fatty acids. What that means is in our cells, fats, that's why we want carbohydrates, is because carbohydrates are easier to process because they are transported through. Fats, they need a helper to go through the cells to be transported, except the medium chains. They don't need a helper. And that's why the coconut oil is so popular now, is because it can get used faster.
Avocado oil is also one that's become really popular too.
Beautiful. What do you know?
Good
That's
fats.
our next slide. Vitamin D. Like I talked about earlier, vitamin D is now being used in the hospitals as well to help our immune system. We don't produce vitamin D. The way we get vitamin D is through the sun. Again, this is another one that I recommend everyone to be on. So we got omega-3 supplementation, vitamin D supplementation between 2,000 and 5,000 micrograms a day as well.
Having those good fats in your diet also helps absorb those vitamins a lot easier. So that's why we put the good fat slide, so that when you're eating the vitamin D, it's all the vitamin A, B, C, and all those, those are going to be easily absorbed when you have a good fatty diet, which is avocado oil, fish, salmon. All those are going to be good to help absorb your vitamins.
And so vitamin D also helps absorb calcium, which is going to be good for our bones. We get enough calcium in our diet. It's the vitamin D that's going to help with that processing. Again, boost the immune system. Get out when it's nice out, get out in the sun. Enjoy nature. Just be smart about it. All right. So I consulted a registered dietitian. She actually happens to be a patient here, but Dr. Sarah, she put this together, the 10 principles of initiative eating. If y'all want to take a look at this slide here and want further information on these 10 principles, there's the link right there. Reject the diet mentality. You know, fad diets, they come in and out. You know, 76% I think was the stat that I read that aren't effective. Fad diet, or even using the word diet, it's
lifestyle change.
Thank you. Lifestyle change. Honor your hunger. Just be smart about it. Make peace with your food. Challenge the food police. If you keep punishing yourself, that's going to add to the mental stress. Discover the satisfaction factor. Feel your fullness. I don't know about you, Dr. Greg, but what I notice, when I get my sushi craving, I'll pound the sushi and won't give myself time to process the fullness. 15 minutes later, that rice blows up in my tummy. Cope with your emotions of kindness. Respect your body. Movement. Feel the difference. Honor your health. Smart nutrition. All right. So this is a big slide. This was Sarah's big advice with the most common diet mistakes, right? Restricting food. 50% of dieters regain their weight with more than 80% within the 5 years. You know why diet fads are such a big thing? It's worth 70 billion. Restricting food intake or telling yourself that food is bad or I cannot have it will just make you want it more. Totally.
Yeah.
Tell me I can't do something, watch me go do it.
So that mindset just builds an unhealthy relationship with food, right?
We don't want an unhealthy relationship in any aspect. Ideal meals, Sarah recommends half the plate of veggies and fruit, quarter plate protein, quarter plate carbs. Carbs give us that quick energy, but the protein and fiber helps us sustain our fullness. This will help you eat a variety of foods, macro, micronutrients. Sarah suggests not eating in front of the TV to help pay attention to your fullness cues. Have conversations with your family and friends and say, you know, for me as well, that family time at the dinner table has been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
Turn off that stuff. Find out about people's day. That's going to add to the mental component of our health too.
It also reminds me of something that you've been grilling to me every single day. Every process takes time. Diet and to build a healthy lifestyle or lifestyle, you don't just follow a diet and just want to lose that weight. Like Dr. G mentioned, by doing that, you gain that weight back instantly, and if not double. So why not slow it down, figure out what works with your body and go off that? Because it's not about losing who can have the best six pack. Doesn't matter. If you're building a lifestyle change, it's going to affect how you think. It's going to affect how you react, how your body reacts, because you don't want that losing weight and then gaining all back. It's like, what's a waste of time? Rather, take the time. Every process takes time.
So some healthy snack options. Protein, carbohydrate together is always a good snack option. Again, that quick energy. Apple and cheese. Oh, that sounds great. You know, where she says celery and peanut butter, I would actually say remove the peanut butter. It's more of an inflammatory, and I would use almond butter.
Yep.
Crackers and tuna salad, Greek yogurt, parfait. Oof.
Can't look hungry there, huh?
Well, normally this would be a brunch and learn. The fiber from fruits and vegetables will also help keep you satisfied for longer. fiber is super important because we don't really digest it. And so when we process it, it helps cleans us out as well. And we need that to get rid of the waste. When we talk about organic, there's less exposure to pesticides. Those pesticides, that's what's really affecting us. Monsanto's, who creates basically what they call the ideal seed, the GMO, genetically modified organism. What's happening with it is it's all now corn based, and we won't go into too much of that. That's not what this talk is about today, but basically the gist of it, we're getting nutrients stripped from it. And then talking about the pesticides, when we talk about non-organic GMOs, there's a chemical called TBT, which blows up the stomachs of insects. That's what the pesticide's doing. So if it's affecting the insect, how would it not affect us? And if you look from the 80s to now, irritable bowel syndrome is exponentially increased in reporting.
Even leaky gut.
Leaky gut, same. Well, and sometimes, right, you can interchange those two.
Yeah.
And so that leaky gut, all of that, you take away GMO processed food, all of a sudden the symptomology goes away. Go figure. Overall, salmon is a great protein choice. Highly recommended. I always like to tell patients though, wild caught's the answer because it has less calories, less fat, less contaminants and pollutants. That's the big thing because what's happening with the farmed fish are getting sick. If your meat is sick, it's got to be affecting us.
What's the saying? You are what you eat.
You are what you eat, right? Benefits of proper rest. This is when we heal. Our immune system increases the healing time, recovery, the better sleep. Here's the ideal sleep positions. If you're KB, you want to prop your knees up higher, but for the rest of us, these are the ideal positions.
And even with sleep, sleep increases REM. And the importance of REM is that it allows, especially since we're talking about the mental health side, when you increase REM, you increase the capacity to think more positive. Versus if you have improper sleep, now that window of having good thoughts when you're sleeping is more narrow and close. So when you wake up, you might not be in such a good mood. You might be more upset and frustrated because you didn't get that deep REM. And deep REM is good for your brain.
And when he says REM, he means rapid eye movement, and it's the fourth stage of sleeping. Mm-hmm. And that's when we really feel regenerated. And for all of you that have had kids, I don't know what REM is anymore. Tips to get better night's sleep: reduced blue light exposure. Dr. Greg, touch on that just a second.
So blue light is what comes out of our phone, especially when we use it at night. It tricks our brain to think that it's daytime. So that's why that blue light is actually interfering with our sleep because it's thinking to your brain, oh, it's still daytime. I'm not tired yet. So iPhones now, you can always change to yellow tone. Yellow is better for the eyes. And it tells the brain to be more at ease and get ready for sleep.
Stop drinking caffeinated drinks after 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Decrease your fluid intake last 2 hours before bed. Nothing like having to wake up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom because you were drinking too much fluids before bed. Try to avoid long daytime naps. Sleep and wake up at consistent times. The more we have our regular schedule, the more consistent our sleep will be. Relax and clear your mind in the evening. Go through your Calm app.
Yep. Calm app, meditation.
All right, benefits of our healthy nervous system. Boost your immune system when our nervous system is working right. Why? Because the immune system and the nervous system are intimately related. If your nervous system's not working right, how can your immune system work right? Boost in energy. Well, we get our energy from our nervous system because our nervous system controls everything. The better our nervous system is working, the less inflammation we'll have. Our digestion will work better. Our sleep will be better. Every single patient that I have or that we have at Chiropractic First, one of the first things they notice is they sleep better. Well, chiropractic care focuses on the spine, which houses the nervous system from the brain to the body. So if the house that houses the nervous system is working better, then the nervous system is going to work better. Right. Which is going to also, when we have better movement and mobility, we're not going to be in much pain. Move around. In fact, what I'm going to suggest, if you guys are on board, why don't you try some of these stretches we're going to go over? Before we get to that, let's remember the spine houses the central nervous system, which controls every function in our body. A healthy spine allows for maximum flexibility, painless movement, and full nerve function. Nerves control everything. Stop sharing. Hi, Jonathan. Is there any questions?
You guys are awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, you guys are like the power team. I gotta watch out for you guys. Hey, can you guys arm wrestle real quick?
Oh, no. You see these pythons?
Let's see.
Those pythons?
Come on. Let's see who's stronger.
We already know.
Rugby player, basketball player.
Oh,
You want me to beat him?
I think it's going to be a tight race. I don't think either one of you should call it yet. You know, I think it's going to be a tight race.
I'm calling it.
What are you, a 5-time rugby champion? What was it?
Rugby. Come on. Rugby.
It's not even about that. Just when you know, you know.
Now, are you guys going to demonstrate some of these?
Yes,
you guys
we are. And what
stuff?
I wanted to open up while I pull this up was to see if there was any questions on any.
No,
of the,
nobody's posted
matter.
any questions as of yet. So that's why I said you should arm wrestle.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's only going to take 5 seconds.
All right, well, good. Well, while you guys are doing that, I'd like to definitely introduce Jonathan Wyant. Jonathan, how are you, sir?
I'm well. Wonderful brunch and learn, or virtual brunch and learn today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Dr. G and Greg and Keith and everyone else who is here and helped put this on. I thought the information was wonderful, very well needed in our industry. And I just wish more people weren't taking the early holiday off to get this information. So we're going to have to replay some of this stuff next year and early.
Well, speaking of next year, Jonathan Wyant is our chair-elect for 2021. So let's give a round of applause to Jonathan. And yeah, exactly. Got to do it the round. And obviously, I congratulate you on taking over the chair for 2021, and I'll support you until the end of this call. Until the end of this call. Yeah, until the end of the Zoom call, and then you're on your own, buddy. That's my door right there. I'm out.
It would be good to have you around, Keith. But
we'll see how long this beard can grow until January. How's that?
So is this what is going to become of me? I'm going to take care of the brunch and learns until next winter, and all of a sudden I will become Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's the Santa Claus. Didn't you see the movie? It's the Santa Claus.
It's in the fine print.
This guy fell on top of me, and then I got this business card, and I became the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
All right. So let's, Jonathan, did you want to say a few words to everybody?
I'm looking forward to taking the lead here, or really just taking after Keith's good leadership throughout the year. We have a lot of the same faces in the board that's going to be here next year. So we have a good, solid foundation of what we're going to be doing until the next year. We've got a lot of good new blood in here as well, Dr. G included. And I'm looking forward to seeing some new and improvements, new changes and improvements next year, as well as some more people coming along to the board to help Brunch and Learn, as well as to help mingle a little bit more people in the Brunch and Learn and SCORE as a whole. So looking forward to it, guys.
Yeah, so the affiliate committee is definitely looking for anybody else that's interested in joining for 2021. So if you're a real estate agent and you know of another affiliate that should join and become a little bit more interactive with SCORE and the affiliate committee and all the other things that we do besides the Brunch and Learn, please send them to Jonathan. Jonathan answers his phone night and day, 24/7. He texted me this morning at 4 a.m. So he is like on fire for 2021. He's going to take good care of And so please send any and all recommendations to Jonathan so we can build the committee even stronger, more robust, and make sure that we can bring you great content in 2021. So
And if I'm on fire, does that mean I have inflammation and I need to eat more fatty fish and coconut
And
oil?
come into my office, John.
Okay. There
yeah.
we go.
You still haven't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did come in. You just haven't come back.
Oh,
Hey, that's
hey,
like
hey,
Mr.
hey, don't call
Santa
them out
Claus
on,
issue.
don't call them out in a public forum now. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on.
So-
Let's arm wrestle. I'm ready.
Deal. Okay.
All right, let's turn it back over to the doctors. So
All right.
doctors,
So
take
I'm
it
going
away.
to show my 3 ideal 04590s. I just call them that because of the angle that we do it. Go ahead, lay back. So you can do this in bed. You can do this on the floor. What we're going to be working on is the posterior chain muscles. Dr. Greg, bring your knee right up to your chest. All right. And so bring it as high up to your chest as you can. And so if you notice, this leg came up when he did it. That's a tight hip flexor. Okay, so we want to be aware of that. So that would be, just imagine straight up would be 0, then relax that, pull to the opposite armpit. So that would be on a 45-degree angle. Okay, and relax that. And now come up and over. And so that would be a 90-degree angle. So you're targeting the different areas in the low back area here. This is the best low back stretch right here. I'm coming over. So Dr. Greg is still tightening here. And I think of what Dr. Glenn Bergeron, who was the department chair at the University of Winnipeg in kinesiology and also the head trainer for the Canadian Olympic team. When we count, he would always say, count monkeys, because then you wouldn't speed up your count. And so we want to count to 30 every time, because the muscle spindles, they're going to try and keep the muscle the way it is. And it takes about 15 to 20 seconds for them to relax the process. So that's why we say 30. It's a safe number. Now, Dr. Greg, let's have you go right into the door. Oh, we got Izzy, the puppy, to join us.
Hi.
Let's actually do the cat and camel right here.
Okay.
Izzy, come on. You know, just
Yeah, Dr. G, why don't you get your dog under control? I don't know what you're doing over there.
It's just cuter this way.
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be working your lower back and middle back. Now let's see. Go ahead, Dr. Greg. If you want to mention what you notice people cheating when they do this, that looks great. So we're rounding right here. Awesome. Next face. And then we're curving right in here. Bring your head up. There you go. Nice. And then back into the other face. That's just good overall flow of spinal motion. Let's have you go right into a hip flexor stretch from here.
Let's do it.
So the biggest mistake with this stretch is the arch here. So people, because what we want to do is the hip flexor, which is here, down at the quads. And so the buttock needs to come forward, arm up, but don't arch here. Keep the core strong and coming from here. Yeah, the glute will be firing. That's excellent. And then if we just can show how they would be cheating. There you go. So this back arch, it's not about that. So we're just going to modify keeping the core strong and coming forward like this. And the arm is up to really stretch that flexor. Beautiful. Again, 30 seconds and switch, Dr. Greg. From the front view, it would look like this. Excellent.
30 seconds. 1 monkey. 2 monkey. 3 monkeys.
Let's have you do the doorway stretch now. So we talked about the lower cross syndrome. Yeah. This is the best way to open up the chest. So I don't know if you guys caught that on the screen, but he did this pelvic tilt to keep the spine straight when you're doing it. Because people, again, they'll follow through, and that's not the purpose of this. In fact, what I want you to do right now, Dr. Greg, keep it like this. You have to move this foot forward. Okay, and now come through here from the buttock. You feel that difference? Woo! Yep. What we'll do for the people at home, come the other way so they can see a side view. Put your front leg more forward through, chin up. Don't be poking forward through. And so we're going to just come right here, bounce on this, and give this a little more bend. And keep this up like this, but there. You feel that difference? Mm-hmm. There it is, right there. Much better. And so again, you're going to feel everything open up here, which is exactly what we need. So we covered the hip flexors, we covered the posterior chain, opening up the pecs, and now go ahead, close that door. Are you able to do wall angels right there?
So with wall angels, our goal is to make sure this whole entire back, your forearm, your arm, the palm of your knuckles, and even your fingertips touch the wall. And the reason why we do that is because you're actually trying to get the range of motion back into your thoracic cage. So it goes back to upper cross, where like this, everything is short. We're trying to open this up. So what you want to do is find a good wall, a little squat, give yourself a little stance, and you're trying to keep the back of your head and have your knuckles and everything touch. Now, what a lot of people will do is to get this to touch back is they'll stick their back out, or they'll arch more in the lumbar. By doing that, if you in the side angle, you will be able to touch the wall more. Don't do that. Flatten that back. Have your lower.
Try and visualize each bone in your spine touching the wall. It's very hard, but that's why his legs are off the wall with a slight knee bend. So that's going to make it easier for the spine. And that way you focus on that spine lengthening on the wall. All right. So just like that. And you can't, I don't know if you can see his wrists, but they need to actually be like this. Yep. Okay. Go ahead and go through that motion, Dust. Excellent. Woo! And it's not a competition. But proper form is always going to be weight. It's not timed. It's not a competition. It's about proper motion. Makes sense, Jonathan? So we covered the wall angel. So we're opening up. Let's have you right in that chair right here. And then I think that we should have a push-up competition between Dr. Greg and Keith. Right, Keith? And we're going to go through the proper push-up, because I got to tell you, most people I see do push-ups, they're not doing them properly. And when I say proper,
I can do push-ups with my 2 fingers. Okay, so like this. So.
Okay, I will pay you $1,000 if I can see you do a 2-finger push-up.
I'll be at your office this afternoon. And you better have $1,000.
Look at those eyes.
$1,000 waiting for me.
A 2-finger push-up.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee push-up.
It's easy, bro. Come on. All right.
Okay, let's see these next
we're down to our last 9 minutes. We don't have
we're-
any questions thus far. So if you want to go ahead and give us some final summarization of some things. Thank
I
you,
want
Doctor.
this next stretch. We're really gonna go over the push-up after this though, because this is important exercise. Go. So with this next stretch, again, a common mistake is people turn their head the other way, like this. And you know what? That's a good stretch too. But for the purpose of this stretch, just remember, when you grab the back of your head, you want to smell that armpit. That's what you want to think about. And don't lean over the stretch. Dr. Greg's holding the chair so he stays upright. And what's happening is these muscles in the shoulder, they lengthen and insert on these 4 bones. So this is just an ideal stretch. And now relax. And then pull again to straight sideways. Those are the 2 neck stretches right there. Okay, switch. Excellent. And again, these will be 30-second stretches. Now, Dr. Greg, what I want to show is the proper push-up.
Oh, you mind me coach me through this?
I'm going to go straight down on the mat.
One finger.
Your hands have to be full. Technician error. So start in
Are you
on
okay,
flat
Dr.
on the
G?
floor.
You okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got to tilt
Is
the
this
camera down a
thing gonna
little
work?
bit.
So have at least part of your hand under your shoulder. No, right directly under. So it's going to be like this.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay. Put your feet together. And when you start, you don't stop. Okay. You're going to look upright. And when you start, you're going to go full extension down to 90 degrees and go. Face up. Go. There. Up. Down. Up. Keep going. See, the count, if we were doing a push-up count, that would have already stopped at 3 because he stopped. You got to keep looking up. There you go. And that's as low as you need to go. That's perfect. All the way up. That is the perfect push-up.
I can do this all day.
And again, he stopped at the top, so he would have gotten in trouble and it would have ceased if we were counting. Okay, so. If you don't have a foam roller, you should get one. You can get them at Dick's Sporting Goods, Target, wherever. Let's go over some rolling, Dr. Greg. So the purpose of the foam roller is just to roll out the muscles. You can see he's using his legs. He's engaging his core. Bring your head back slightly. There you go, and go all the way up. Beautiful. Also, what you can do is arms up overhead and then bring them towards your legs as you go down. So my dog has not got enough attention these days with the new baby. But what you'll feel, did you feel some popping in your, in your back when you were doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Every muscle we have, right? Every muscle we have has a covering. It's like a nylon stocking. It's called fascia. And when we talked about upper cross and lower cross syndrome, what's happening as well with the shortening of the muscles is the fascia tightens. It gets like a gunk on it, which is called adhesions. And the foam rolling helps break that up so the muscles can be used in its proper length again, if that makes sense. And so we covered a lot today. We talked about the mental factors that have been happening to all of us during this shelter in place, creating that SIPS, what upper cross and lower cross syndrome is, some at-home stretches you should be doing every day. Every day we should be stretching. If anyone wants any further advice on this, they can reach out directly. Any SCORE member always is our family, and we always have a no-cost consult at our office for you. We talked about how to combat those mental issues that have been compromising us, some better eating habits, thoughts about that, follow up with that.
Proper face mask usage.
Proper face mask usage.
Sleep.
Sleep is when we heal. Proper rest is pivotal to being at our best. And again, since we have no questions, that's it. And thanks so much for being here today.